One of two Canadians killed in that massive blast in Beirut earlier this month has now been identified. 3-year-old Alexandra Naggear died in hospital from a head injury she suffered during the explosion. Today, Global News spoke to the young girl's grandfather, who lives near Beirut, and raced to be by her side in hospital. He says his granddaughter was at home with her mother, and they were living in the building that faces the port and were blown away by the force of the blast. He also revealed the family was preparing to move back to Montreal later this year.
They were already planning to move to Montreal by the end of September, and unfortunately happened this explosion before that. They were blown from their place, and she couldn't hold Alexandra anymore. They were, under doors, piano, and they rushed her to the hospital. She had a severe injury in her head, and they did all they can.
That blast in Beirut leveled buildings and overturned cars more than 2 kilometers away from where 2,000 tons of ammonium nitrate erupted. Canadian aid agencies are now working on the ground in Beirut and warn that basic supplies of food and water are now running out. Crystal Goomansingh has more.
It's just a few basics, non-perishables to help people get by, but the lines are long. This mother of two says it's not a lot, enough for a week. She calls the process humiliating. Many are frustrated and feel hopeless. The Canadian Red Cross is on the ground working with local agencies assessing the country's needs. The full extent of the situation is still unknown, but officials are worried about the days ahead.
Fresh vegetables, fruits, fish, meat, all of this is very difficult to get, and the prices are on a rise. The inflation, as you know, was already quite high before this, but now it's going up because, of course, the demand is going up.
According to the World Food Program, about 80% of Lebanon's food supply came through the Beirut port. The country's wheat flour supply is dwindling and may only last a few more weeks. Workers are busy setting up temporary cranes and storage facilities at the port. Food shipments are on their way to bolster the food supply.
Pictures can't describe the reality that is here. Nothing but pure devastation.
The blast on August 4th not only destroyed the port, but grocery stores, cafes, homes, even hospitals. 3 are no longer functional, and 3 others have been badly damaged. Violaine Desrosiers says the Red Cross is seeing people never considered vulnerable before because every aspect of life has been affected. And we caught a real-life example.
That's power cuts in Beirut. Okay, so you're witnessing what we are experiencing several times a day. Ooh, it's coming back.
Power, food, shelter, there are many issues that need to be addressed. Helping Beirut get back on its feet will be a long-term endeavor. Crystal Goomansingh, Global News, London.